Welcome back to Vault Hunters 118. In this episode, we're unlocking Botania. Oh yes, I have been on such a massive knowledge grind because Botania is the final mod in the big mods. Look at that. We're going to have all the big mods. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. And yeah, it costs 42 knowledge stars, and part of that was actually getting, grinding all of the knowledge shards. We actually have 5 knowledge stars here that we can munch down. I'm not going to eat them yet. I like to do it all at once. Part of that was also the vault diamonds, because it is going to take just about all of our vault diamonds to make the 37 knowledge cores that we need. Speaking of 37 knowledge cores, yeah, 4 extraordinary beniatite is not gonna cut it. Oh, I can see my house from here. Yeah, this is 4 stacks of beniatite, 256 beniatite, solid pillar straight up. Ooh, a little bit of bugginess with the crate, but that's fine. That's not important. That's an ADHD thought. Right here, right now. I really hope that we at least get 8 stacks of this stuff. Oh my gosh, that felt incredible. Did you see how fast our XP bar was going up? That was insane. Oh, 9 stacks. Beautiful. A little more than double, and because we have our amazing compacting drawers, all of it is immediately crafted down into our extraordinary beniatites, which admittedly it only gives us 41. I mean, that was just barely enough. I suppose it didn't put too much of it in our beniatite ore, but yeah. Knowledge cores, they are expensive. 37. Oh my gosh. We had just enough vault diamonds for that. Whew. Alright, well, that's a good thing. That would have sucked. That would have sucked to run out of vault diamonds. We have 5 to our name, but we can make 37 knowledge stars. Add 5. You get 42. Can I eat these? Can I double hand these when I eat them? Let's see. Whew, that was a lot. Looked like I was waving at you, but it is time to become flower wizards. Oh, Botania, Botania. I love Botania. Oh, and there's transpongs we got to check out. I love Botania. What does it do in this pack? Almost nothing. Mostly legit. Look, all right, 42 knowledge stars. Why did I want them? Leaves. Botania is really the only way to farm leaves aside from like block breaker stuff, but you have to set that up at the tree farm, and the one I have is really bad. And you know what? It's a lot easier to just drop a leaf into a mana pool and get 2 leaves. Oh, the Botania set is the old fairy armor. Okay. Wait. No, fairy armor is different. Beautiful butterfly. Wait, what's the helmet look like? Oh! Whoa, hold on now. I am adorable. Alright, unending drip aside, we gotta get started in Botania, and we need a petal apothecary. That is where really everything starts, and for that you need mystical flowers, or the petals of mystical flowers. I wonder if we picked up any? Oh, a mystical pink and a mystical light gray. Well, I'll do the mystical light gray. And I'll do the mystical pink to show off that this stuff is pretty much infinite. So you could see you could craft a 1 tall flower into 2 petals, or a 2 tall flower into 4 petals, and then you could plant 1 petal to grow it into the flower, and then you craft the flower into the petals, and or it even makes. Oh, that made like a 2 tall one. Oh man. Okay, cool. So yeah, these are pretty much renewable. Or not pretty much, they are absolutely renewable. So you can get infinite petals very easily. Now having pink and gray is great and all, but we're going to need all the colors. And I could go out and find every single mystical color of flower, but that's really boring. I would rather, it's not magic fertilizer. There's a special kind of fertilizer, floral fertilizer. Really easy to craft. You just need 1 bone meal and 4 dye. We're going to be using red dye. Come on, cycle to the red dye. Cycle to the red dye. Alright, I'll just craft red dye. we're going to be using red dye because we could use our little rose bushes to make double the red dye. And we might as well just make a stack of this stuff. Floral fertilizer is super cool because when you hit the ground with it, it turns into mystical flowers. Look at this. We got cyan. This is probably lime green. That's another gray one. And you can hit it again, and it's not like regular flowers where they have like that flower map chart thing, right? You could just keep punching the ground with your floral fertilizer and get new colorful flowers. So I'm going to just, I don't know, grind out every single mystical flower. There it is, the last one, the mystical black flower. So we now have every single mystical flower in the game, and of course we could duplicate them very easily by planting the petals. So now the petal apothecary is very much in our sights. I'll use some mystical pink petal, and there we go. This guy is super cool and is going to be the basis for most of everything in Botania. Botania is a magic mod where you make flowers, and those flowers turn stuff into magic or do magical things. For now, I think I'm going to use this random field because, yes, I do have crafting grid access because I put a range emitter or whatever it's called. I think I could go pretty far out. Yeah, we have plenty of space to work with here. So, petal apothecary goes here, and the first flower that we are gonna want is the one, I think it's called a pure daisy? Yes, this guy. You can see we need to use this petal apothecary with white petals, a chromatic steel ingot, and some Larimar to make the perfect daisy. And we want the perfect daisy because it can turn packed ice into blue ice, netherrack into cobblestone, endstone into cobble deep slate, stone into living rock, and that's the big one. Living rock is going to be big because living rock makes a lot of the basic and not so basic things in Botania. I believe it is also the source of living wood. Yes, you put logs around the pure daisy and it turns it into living logs. So I'm gonna dupe these white flowers a little bit because you want to make probably more than just one pure daisy. I love the little like shimmer effect that the seeds use. I wonder if you put string on top of them, if they'd never grow, and you could like have a little glimmery shimmery carpet. Okay, a stack in 48 is probably gonna be enough. We need to get that chromatic steel. We'll make, let's make 4 of these. So we'll need 4 of our perfect rare boys. Oh, and actually, I think we're gonna need seeds. Got a need for seeds. I believe you do need to, yep, you gotta fill the apothecary with water and then drop your petals in. Oh, magnet. Petal. There we go. Drop your petals in. And you can see they're really tiny, but you can see they're floating around in there. But of course, when you hover over the apothecary, you can see what's inside of it. And after I add everything, you see it wants some seeds. Bam! Ooh, a cool little noise. And we get a pure daisy. This thing is our first magical flower. Oh, wait. Right-click with an empty hand to add back. Whoa, that's really cool. Okay, so you could bulk craft flowers now. Awesome. Okay, so these pure daisies are really cool because the way they work is very interesting, and I'll show it off with some logs because I want to start off with the living logs. I believe 32 should be enough for 4 of them. And all you have to do is place the logs touching the daisy like this around it. And you can see they got this crazy, whimsical, magical particle effect. And this is the pure daisy passively converting them into living logs. Maybe I've done something wrong because this is taking a long time. Oh, nope, never mind. Okay, all right, woo, that jump scared me. Just takes a little bit, but yeah, you can see right there, they just pop into existence as the living logs. Oh, that's so cool. Very satisfying, and even more satisfying, we can just vein mine them up. Beautiful. Oh, and here we go. The same process happening to stone, turning it into living rock. So cool. Now, both these resources are going to be super important because they're both used in the bases of mana, mana production, mana moving, just lots and lots of mana. I love bouncing this giant hat. I look so funny. Oh, and if you need help with Botania, you can craft this thing called the Lexica Botania. It's actually a really useful thing to craft. I'm probably... Oh, wait, I already have a Lexicon Botania. No idea why. But you can see this. It is a massive book of everything Botania. And, ooh, look at this. Endoflame. Good to, good to have it because that's what we're going to be making. Endoflames are really one of the most basic mana-producing flowers. They only require petals, which makes them a lot cheaper than the other mana-producing flowers, which require runes, and runes need mana, and blah, 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 blah. I'm getting ahead of myself. So I'm going to make up a few endoflames and show you how they work. And you make the endoflames in just about the same way. Da-da-da-da! Electric magic. Ooh, make a generating flower. Very nice. So the endoflame is super duper cool because today I take a piece of coal and I throw it on the ground. You will see the endoflame should eat it up. Oh, wait, no, it won't yet. Yes, that's right, because the endoflame is smart enough to know it has nowhere to put the mana. And that's actually what we need. That's what we needed our living rock and our living wood for. Mana goes into mana pools, which require just some living rock bricks, I suppose. They're very cheap craft, just living rocks and some Larimar. And there you go. You've got yourself a mana pool, and we can just throw that down wherever we'd like. A vivid wave. Ooh. We also need something called a mana spreader, because that is what's going to take the mana from the flower and put it in the pool. So once again, very cheap craft, just some petals, logs, Larimar, there we go. And I believe, that's not facing the right way. There we go. And I think this technically counts, but there is an item that you should make, because it makes everything really easy. Wand of the Forest, which is going to require some living wood twigs and a pink petal block specifically? Does it has to be a pink petal block, or can I make any petal block? I mean, I have enough pink petals to make a pink one, so I'll do that. Maybe it dyes it. But a Wand of the Forest is basically your configurator for Botania. So you can see already, if I highlight over this mana spreader, that bar shows up. That's how much mana it has inside of it. And then we have this mana pool. And you can see there's a lot of information here, but ultimately what we need is we have to right-click the end, or shift-right-click the endoflame, and then shift-right-click the mana spreader, and we get a little, like, bing, there's a little particle effect. And if you hover over the endoflame, you get a check mark on the mana spreader icon, and you can see it highlights the mana spreader. So we know what this is attached to. So now, if I toss a piece of coal on the ground, it should eat it up. Yes, it did. Awesome. And if you hold your wand, you can see the mana spreader is filling up with mana, and you can see little particle effects as it shoots that mana into the mana pool. So there we go. We're generating mana. Now, obviously, as you can see, this is generating a pitiful amount of mana, a very small amount of mana, especially only from one guy, and it's only going to do it as long as it has coal. It will finish burning this coal. And then right there. Yep. And now we're not making any more mana at all. So no more mana for us. That's it. That little sliver we get that's it. You can, of course, improve this with more endoflames. So I'll make 3 more. Place these guys down like so. And we just have to make sure to bind all of them to the mana spreader. And now I could throw down a bunch of coal. In fact, I will throw down coal blocks since those are more efficient. I could throw down, I don't know, we'll just toss a full stack of them, and they will suck up as much as they want. There we go. So now you can see the mana spreader is filling up with more mana. Took 4 of the coal blocks and is spreading it now all throughout into the mana spreader. And the mana spreader empties out every once in a while as it sends a mana burst, which is great because that means we're not producing more mana that we can move, because you can overproduce mana and then things back up and it's less efficient. Eventually, I'd like to have this crazy flower, the Tritium, but you need a lot of runes for that, which requires, you can see, a pretty large amount of mana. Way more than we have, and the runes require runes, and some of those runes require runes, so it's an expensive thing. We're going to need a lot of mana. Much more mana than this thing has inside of it. So we're going to just kind of let this sit for a while. I don't want to overwhelm you guys. But the last thing we're going to do is slightly automate this. The way you do that is with this thing called an open crate, which you just need some living wood planks for. Open crates are amazing. Just an open crate and a wooden pressure plate, and you are able to completely automate an entrepinium. Super duper easy. Wooden pressure plate goes here. Open crate goes here. And then you need, oh yes, you need a little hopper action in the back. And if you put in the coal, oh, wait, nope, I messed it up. Yes, I messed it up. Oh, of course, one more step. Get some redstone dust in your hands, and you just want to lock the hopper. Here we go. You just want to power the hopper when there's anything on the pressure plate, just like so. And you can see if I put in a coal block, one coal block falls down, hits the pressure plate, it goes through the repeater into the hopper and locks the whole system. And once one of our endo flames eats this coal block, it goes away, the pressure plate releases, one more item gets put into the open crate, falls down, and it is an endless and completely infinite cycle. So we are never ever going to run out of fuel for our endo flames, and our mana will literally produce passively until we run out of coal blocks. Next up, I want to work on some more Megavase stuff, getting closer to the fusion reactor. But for that, we need vault diamonds. I think the 5 that we have will be enough for what I want to do immediately, but obviously 5 isn't enough. So I'm thinking we build our next inscription. Now, I know my luck with inscriptions has been pretty bad, but I'm crossing my fingers for this library inscription. Ooh, see, almost a minute, 20% completion, and 3% instability? That's pretty good. That is very good. So, maybe? Oh. Right. You need a block of vault diamonds to make the seal of the architect. Oh, no, I didn't want to run a regular vault. You see, we have all of these gildeds. Look at that, 9 gildeds. I'd like to slap as many of those as I can under this inscription, but alas, it seems that we don't have enough vault diamonds to even get more vault diamonds. Could get lucky and try to trade for them, but that's, yeah, okay. Well, in there with you, these guys will smelt down, and we'll try that again. I suppose for now, we'll just do what we can. And what we can is finally start making the tritium and the deuterium, which is very simple stuff. You don't got to worry about it. So if you recall, we have got a liquid lithium tank and a heavy water tank. And I'm going to process the heavy water first, because the heavy water, I think, is the easiest. All we have to do for deuterium is just take the heavy water and put it in an electrolytic separator, power the separator, and we'll get deuterium and oxygen. Oxygen we don't care about, but deuterium, that is the magic number. We're then going to condensetrate our deuterium from the gaseous deuterium into liquid deuterium so we could actually store it in our refined storage. And that should put the deuterium perfect in this basic fluid tank. And underneath the basic fluid tank, we'll slap an external storage. Now, tritium is the one that's going to take a little bit of vault diamonds, or rather, a little bit more effort, because that requires the HDPE, which is a big gold process. So that means we need to add a little bit more to our satellite space station. Oh, and check it out. We've already gone through... Oh, look at that. It just happened right there. We went through a little bit of our coal. I can't tell you how much mana is in here, but you can see it's filling up. So the setup to make HDPE is actually not too bad. We're going to need 2 pressurized reaction chambers and 1 crusher, none of which is awful, actually, so I'm going to get that stuff crafted right on up. Although we are going to need to break down some more Larimar for this. Spaceship Larimar, Spaceship Larimar. I love our space theme, and I cannot wait to get into our proper mega base, but so far our little satellite has to suffice. Okay, here we go. And the setup, I would like to go like so. So, we're going to put something in here, like an apple or a sapling or whatever. Why are we making things with residual power? Where is this phantom FE coming from? And do I not know something? Oh, the battery! The battery charges it while it's in my inventory. That is kind of funny. That's pretty cool. Anyways, the way we make substrate is we put something bio in here, like a sapling, and it crushes down into biofuel. The biofuel is turned into substrate. The substrate is turned into HDPE pellets, but there's a little bit more to the process. Firstly, we actually have to power this stuff. That is going to be super duper easy because we have this machine on the side, which already has power routing through it. So I'm thinking we can just power these guys from the bottom. Yep. Beautiful. This fine fellow needs a hydrogen input, and this fine fellow needs an oxygen input. This guy also needs water. So, actually, that's going to be a little tough now that I think of it, because that means we need more than just two faces. Well, then maybe the only thing we have here is just the crusher. Move these guys back behind the wall, so it'll be crusher here and output chest here. Or maybe even just like that, because I like the look of the pressurized reaction chamber. So yeah, we'll just do this. You know what, maybe this is foolish, but I'm just going to make a whole new electrolytic separator, power it, and we'll just deal with the water and stuff back here. Like, I think I'll make a sink too. I don't know, is it... I don't know if this is necessarily worth black chromatic steel, so maybe I won't make another sink, but I will just make the electrolytic separator. I think that'll simplify stuff so much. And I should be able to just pull water, yep, from this. Definitely gonna need more pipes, but there we go. We could just tap into our infinite water supply like so. And then the water can just run here and here. Perfect, there's our water. And this guy's gonna be producing hydrogen as well as oxygen. We'll have the oxygen dump. This will be idle, and I want gases to eject one to the front, which means there we go, hydrogen and water. Perfect. Now we just need to add a touch of logistical transporters like so. Now I need a rotary condensator where this guy is going to output the, what is this thing? I guess just output on the right. Okay, cool, because it'll produce ethylene here, and the ethylene needs to be turned into liquid ethylene here, and then I could take the power cable there, perfect, and pipe here, and this should output the fluids on the front, and this guy should input fluids from the back. Okay. Ooh, it's a little messy. It's a little messy, I'm not gonna lie. But I actually think... I think this is it. So if I take something, I'll take moss. Moss is pretty valuable. I'll take 2 pieces of moss and throw them in the crusher. It'll take a little bit, but these guys should crush, turn it into biofuel, and then get sent over to this fella. Let's see. All right, biofuel going through into the pressurized reaction chamber. It's using the water and the hydrogen, turning it into substrate. Yes, that's turning it into liquid ethylene. The liquid ethylene is coming into here, and the substrate doesn't have anywhere to go. Oh, I can't use this side. Alright. Makes me sad, but this guy has got to go back as well. So if I just have a frame chest, I place it here. I'm going to make it look all pretty like. And then this guy, items, eject to the front. Beautiful. Yeah, okay. Cover the whole thing up, and it's like you don't even know it's there. I can get a glass item frame. I'll get a glowing one because it looks prettier. Slap it on there. Take out a pellet. Put it in there. There you go. That's the whole system. So moss can go in and HDPE pellets come out. I hope you stuck around this far because now we get to do some of the fun stuff. Firstly, in an enrichment chamber, 3 of these guys can turn into one of the sheets instead of 8 of them. Oh hey, welcome to an ore tower segment, or I guess an ore cube segment. This is where I like to take the time to say how much I would appreciate it if you would consider subscribing if you've made it this far in the video. It really does support me and make YouTube so worthwhile knowing that you guys are out there liking it. We have an awesome Discord channel. And did you know this is episode 91? Yeah, in just 9 days, we are going to be at episode 100. And I can't help but wonder if we can make it to 1.5 thousand subscribers by then. But that aside, after all that work, we can finally do it. One solar neutron activator. Oh yes, this is a cool thing, and it is going to help us make our tritium. So we are going to put our solar guy here, who actually doesn't need any power. And in front of them is going to be a rotary condensator, which we are going to make sure is going to output gases on the front. Hopefully it will take in from the top. Beautiful. Where's my configurator? Here's my configurator. We'll have this pull lithium into there. That should turn things into liquid lithium, unless it's not taking in... Oh, it is. Okay. No? Something's up here. Oh, does this need to be... There we go. Decondensating, turning it into lithium gas. The lithium gas goes into the solar neutron activator, and we have tritium! Easy as pie. We're just going to have this output to the front into a rotary condensator to turn it into liquid tritium. And I believe I have a fluid tank. Nope. But I can make one really easily. That will sit right here. We'll have this guy output fluids on the front. Fill this guy up. There we go, with liquid tritium. And we'll give it the same treatment. Power these two guys. And hook this up to refined storage. Now we can see our liquid tritium and our liquid deuterium, which means we can wirelessly transport this stuff. As long as that, as long as that chunk stays loaded, which we can do with a weirding gadget, basically we have all of that gas or all the liquid wherever we want it. All we have to do is put it into a decondensator to turn it back into gas form. Whew, all that deuterium and tritium and whateverium is making me nostalgic for some magic. And look at all that mana we have produced. Woo, we are getting rich in the blue stuff. And not diamonds or lapis. Oh, we are getting closer to the flowers that eat explosions.